Good morning, Internet. And here I am again. It's filled with version 2. And again, we're discussing retirement. And here I am. I'm now 4 months in and just getting used to the idea of not working, but doing things. So here we go. And I thought the other day about, things that I don't do. And one of them I don't do anymore is I don't iron shirts anymore. But I thought a lot about the way that I approach life now. And I find that in the morning there are 6 stages that I go through. And I'm going to go through some of these stages now. First one, procrastination. I've become a bit of a procrastinator. Shall I do that? Shall I not do that? I know I have this list of things to do, and there are still ambitions. Some of them revolve around whether you can financially avoid it or afford it. And that brings me on to my next thing, and that is the avoidance. That word keeps cropping up in my vocabulary at the moment. How can I avoid doing that? Do I really need to do that today? And that's another one. So I speculate a lot on, is it really necessary to do that? Or shall I put it off? And deferring is another word that has crept into my vocabulary as the weeks have gone on. Do I defer things? Well, I'll put that off because I've got something else going on. And this is where there's this Venn diagram of procrastination and avoidance and speculation. Speculation about, well, is it worth doing? Should I do that? What's the point in doing that? Is there any point? Is it like a policeman's helmet? There is no point. So there's a deferring of things. I'll put it off because I've got this to do, or I'll put that off because I've got that to do. And then the procrastination creeps in again. And then there's the decision making, and the decision making has got a bit harder as well. I will do it. Yeah, I will do that. I'll do that. I'll do that now, or shall I do it later? Shall I defer it? And so I'm procrastinating about deferring something and making a decision, and whether I should avoid doing that. And the one that really is more difficult now is action. I need to get on with things, and I think in the last video I talked about that, didn't I? I talked about, well, I would come back when I'd done a few things and I'd actioned a few things. And you know what? I haven't actioned a few things. I've actioned 1 or 2 things, but I've not really actioned a few things. And there doesn't seem to be a kind of a new life plan going on. There doesn't seem to be this defined list of what I should be doing and ticking them off. It's easy in the world of work because there are other people driving you and they, you've got a deadline. But suddenly when you take over this new role in life of retirement, you become your own boss. And if you can financially afford it, well, then that can make a decision easier. I can afford to do that. Oh, I'll do that. And if you can't afford it, then you avoid it. And you then speculate on whether you can afford it or avoid it. And so you procrastinate before you make a decision. And then once you've made the decision, how long is it going to be before I action it? So these 6 stages of this decision-making process that I go through each morning, some are a lot quicker than others, some are a bit slower than others, some take days, and some have taken weeks. And the ones that have taken weeks, might not materialize at all. And it might have sounded a little bit, well, you know, am I frustrated by, you know, the way I am at the moment? But it's early days. That's what I keep saying to myself. It's early days. If you're interested in these videos, don't forget, you know, give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, and subscribe, like. I will do more. I will get through this process, these 6 stages, and hopefully the 6 stages will become easier every day. But here we go. On to the next one.